Hi guys, welcome. I hope you're all good. Sorry, I don't wear the headphones properly. Uh, I desperately feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't often feel like this. We'll figure it out very quickly if I am. So forgetful. Anyways, I hope everybody's doing well today. Tell me what you have for dinner. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, tell me what you wish you had for dinner. Uh, Update on moving. I'm doing pretty good. I actually, in fact, did a lot today and have to do some more. So things are discombobulated to say the least, but that is progress. Um, the packing, so like I've I I did most of the living room. The kitchen is done, and there's just clothes left to pack pretty much. So that's what we have going on with that. Um, so it shouldn't be too bad. Like I made so much progress today. I'm really quite happy with myself. Um, it was, you know, finally figured out the right playlist that helped me pack properly. It, for some reason, you just can't pack very well if you don't have a great playlist. Okay, sushi, chicken pot pie. Did Dana already tell me what you had? Did you say something like, oh, leftovers, everything must go. Okay, that's a cool day. Um, Chicken pot pie, sushi, Mikey, what you had chili cheeseburger because you're living the single life. Is that what that says? Living single? But I thought you did all the cooking anyways. Anyways, spaghetti for Bev. Lisa's here. Venison chili is that like a humble brag, Miss Carrie? Oh, Miss Carrie. So I was thinking of you. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm figuring out where I am. Um, oh, just you now. Okay. Uh, well, it's just me. I have to have a hard time cooking for just me. So good job for cooking for just you. Um, or did you order it? I don't know. I do think of you, Miss Carrie. I do. I do. I totally did though, because I was like, you know, if literally if I wasn't moving, I never end court early. That's not my style. I don't like to do that. Makes me unhappy, to be honest. So, um, I felt bad and I was gonna say Miss Carrie's at work, unlike the rest of us, uh but in fact I bet there are some people at work. Anyways, okay, look at this picture that I found. Look at my fucking haircut. Look who did that to me. Why would they have done that? I feel so sad about that. What are you trying to spell, Lisa? Cuisine? Cuisine. 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 Yeah, baby Paisley. When I went to a private school that you had to wear this uniform, but it wasn't really a private school, it was a Montessori school. And I think I was probably 5 here, maybe 4. I don't know. I will say there's another set of photos of me around this exact same age, and I have the same picture, like smile on my face. And they call me the devil child in that photo shoot because I was really difficult. Still difficult sometimes. Anyways, so Miss Carrie, I was thinking of you because I felt bad for leaving early last night, and I felt even worse that you had to have be working and do all this stuff. So, did I do glamour shots? Do I never ever not do glamour shots? I have, ashamed to admit it, thousands of photos of myself. Thousands. Um, yeah. I mean, I found this photo too, which I had already posted in the Discord before, but that was me when I had um made those pants in my sewing class, but then I failed that sewing class, right? So those pants weren't good enough. Look at the radiator behind me. That school, in fact, is at the top of the street where I live right now. But I was so proud of those pants, and I had to put suspenders on them to keep them up. That's how fucking. Oh, what's my favorite picture of myself? I don't know. That's a good question. I'd have to think about that. There's so many. Mimi, yeah, chicken cutlets, sandwiches with lettuce, tomato, onions, a little mayo, and mustard. You made some fresh coleslaw. So yummy. That does. So yummy. Miss Carrie, okay, listen, I begged for the Cosmo like game, where you could change your face, like the early face changer, like hair changer. I I failed because the pants were crunched. Oh, jeez. Ugh. But anyways, I oh, there's still I'm sure you can't hear it. Anytime a YouTuber says, "Oh, I'm so sorry, it's so loud outside," everyone's like, mm, not able to hear that. But uh, oh yeah, Miss Carrie, that was a store. They did your hair and makeup, and you got 3 outfits. Holy, that sounds like my dream day as a kid. No, in Canada, we didn't have that store. I would have wanted to go. What I did have is this video game like Cosmopolitan for the PC that we had. And it was like basically a Photoshop where you put your face in a photo of your face and then you could like put different hairstyles on you and different and my mom was just not happy that I wanted that, but somebody bought it for me. Many things that I had as a child, I wanted deeply, and then I got it via a grandparent or somebody else to the dismay of my mother. Like, for example, the board game Mall Madness. Oh, I wanted that game so bad. Oh, so bad. Oh, and Dream Phone. Oh, the game Dream Phone. And guess what? I got that one. And you phoned and you talked to your crush on on the phone. Oh my God. Look, Google that one. Courtney, you remember what Mall Madness, yes, Dream Phone, yes. Like I was like top tier. That was top tier game for me at the time. Oh, I found my other Fitbit because I'm packing, and this is the Fitbit band that I need to get. I was like, oh, I'll just glue it onto this one, right? Forgetting that I'd already super glued this one onto this one. So I'm not going to rip it apart, but this is what I've been talking about. Mall Madness and Dream. Yes, they're my favorite childhood games. Oh, when I wasn't busy doing dirty things on the internet thinking nobody could see us. Uh, yeah. Anyways, we have court to watch. The cross-examination is about to begin. This divorce is messy and it's yucky and it doesn't feel nice to watch, but we are watching it. I do have the group therapy game. It's expensive. Are you joking? Yeah, I have parts of it. I didn't think it was very good, so I didn't keep all of it. I kept all the cards. That's funny. Um, damn it, Lisa. Don't tell me these things. Uh, anyways. Oh, Girl Talk. I had Girl Talk too. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. All those games. Hi, Denise. How are you? How are you doing? Tell us what you had for dinner. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, tell us what you wish you had. Can you guys please make sure you like the video and subscribe? We're on our march to 500. Like I said, we're going back to court. We are about to have cross-examination of Amber, uh, Jerry's wife. And Amber has not been the most likable witness, but that's my opinion. You guys tell me what you think. Um, Yeah, let's get going. Oops, not ending. Not ending. Hi, Carol. Thanks for coming back. Oh, I have to. Hold on. That's killing me that that was expensive.
I was a little
I said,
confused about your testimony about where the boys are sleeping in the basement. Could you clarify who is sleeping where you're currently living?
Elijah has a king size bed in the bedroom there, and Sammy and Logan both have twin size beds in the living room.
And those are full beds?
Yes.
why isn't it showing? Hold on. I'll pause it. Hold on. Why isn't it showing? We did it yesterday.
Could you clarify all of the subjects that you're teaching as you're homeschooling?
We teach language arts, science, history, art, geography, and government. I think that's all.
Those are all the subjects?
Math too.
Any others?
There's a social studies section too.
And what does that cover?
Just different cultures in the world and how they live, things about them, people that live there.
Any others?
I think that's all.
Do you know when the three boys that are still under 18 are on track to graduate?
Sammy's on track to graduate in the spring. The other two are on track to graduate on time also.
So Sammy would be on track to graduate in the spring of next year?
Yeah.
And do you know when the other two are on schedule to graduate? You just said on time.
Logan's in ninth grade and he has 4 years left of work to do. Elijah's in seventh grade and he has 6 more years of work to do. He is on track to be done with that on time.
I think because of this stupid case, I started getting homeschool shit on my YouTube shorts.
I did I hear you say you try to go to church every week unless you're working at the time?
Hey, no, legit though, math is hard, and it's no mistake or no secret that I failed math. Let's count them up. I failed math 8, so I did that twice. I failed math 9, I did that twice. I failed math 10 three times before I finally passed math 10. And that's where that's the last you have to do for math. Now, keep in mind, I was failing these math classes while simultaneously holding down a job at the bank as a bank teller, really doing quite well at it. So, the school on one hand's like, wow, you're really stupid and you're not good at math. And in the real world, they're like, yeah, thank you. Here's your money. You did such a good job. We're going to pay you money. Like, who am I going to believe? I was like, I'm not really worried about what the school thinks about my fucking math skills. I'm much more interested in the people that pay me every week to do math. And guess what? They like me to use a calculator. The bank was like all up in calculators. They're like 2 plus 2, put it on a calculator. Put it on a tape. Double check. They ain't mad about you asking how to double check something. Stupid school. Making me feel stupid.
No, I babysit occasionally. If I'm
Okay.
babysitting, then I'm not there.
Okay. How often do you babysit?
Lately, it's been every Sunday or every other Sunday, but before that, it wasn't quite as often.
Okay. How much do you make from babysitting?
I don't babysit for money.
Okay. So you get no income from this.
No,
So shut up about it.
Who do you babysit for?
it's a friend's kids, and um, he works on my car for me in exchange sometimes.
Sex for babysitting sounds like a inappropriate movie title. These are the questions he's got. What questions would you ask her after yesterday's testimony?
Has Jerry ever refused to bring the kids back in accordance with the court's order?
Not with the court's order, but we had traded time, and he did not bring them back to me when he agreed that he would.
Did he bring them back at a later time?
Yes, he did.
Okay. How much later was he?
He was supposed to bring them back to me on Friday morning. I didn't get them back until Sunday evening.
Do you know when the first child support order, the temporary one after the first hearing, was entered by the court?
No, I do not.
I just want everybody to know that this is a safe place, even if you failed the third grade. Um, you're welcome here. Nobody's going to make fun of you for that. And I'm so glad that people that have failed the third grade are finding each other here. Um, Mimi, thank you. Miss Carrie too. Everybody's sharing their secrets. There's no secrets, just family. We love each other. Carol's agree, right? You told secret. Oh, I usually read them all, Carrie. Miss Carrie. We played DR in elementary school. What is DR? Um, Anyways, I mean it though. It's hard for kids. One of the most serious things is when the kids, they go to school and they don't feel like positive reinforcement. So, um, when you have an external source that gives you positive oh, you gave blowjobs to get your car fixed. Oh, dude, that's bartering for sure. No worries. I would do that. Easy. One wouldn't, well, I can't tell here what I did for a bed once, but let's just say I thought it was worth it. Plus a helicopter ride. Hi, Meryl. Welcome.
If I were to say that it appears it was entered after at a hearing on June the 26th of this year, would that sound accurate?
Yeah, that might be accurate.
Are you aware yourself either um, are you aware yourself of how long it takes the state of Michigan to start taking child support out of someone's checks or garnishing someone, doing whatever they need to do to get it after a child support order gets entered?
Yeah, I know it takes a month or so sometimes. So I was just waiting.
That's so great, Meryl.
You mentioned that the Wednesdays are not good for midweek visits with Jerry. Is that correct?
Yes.
Because it's disruptive to your schedule.
Yes.
Is there another day during the week that would be better? Say Monday, Tuesday.
No, not really.
So not one day out of the week would be acceptable for Jerry to see the boys for a little while.
We're very busy during the week. It's very hard to find some extra time.
Oh, sweetie, that's not a good position to take. That's too rigid. It's unreasonable.
I was a little confused by your testimony regarding what the time period when you claimed Jerry was depositing about $6,000 or cashing $6,000 checks from his employer. When do you claim this was?
It was before COVID.
Do you have anything more specific?
It was just a couple years before then. I'm not really sure when exactly.
Well, that's not accurate income data. Yeah,
And
the
so the
laziness kills,
approximately $13,000 that you took from the
right, Miss Carrie? Because single moms that have to make it work, no matter how many kids they have, they'll fucking suck dick for it to make things happen. Just like I've done. There's no shame in that. And that's the reality is like somebody like her, she's sitting there whining, charging it to a card. Oh, wow. If we had that opportunity, wouldn't we do that? You don't. That's not how it goes when you're actually down and out. And it's very, very frustrating to listen to her whine, basically. Seriously. So annoying. Uh, William, have I moved yet? In the process. Anna, have you hit the like button yet? That's the most important question right now.
pre from the joint account is you haven't spent any money on it, not a dime.
No, none of it at all.
You mentioned a you mentioned going to a lawyer. I don't want you to get into anything that this lawyer has told to you um, earlier um, in the case. Was that your current attorney?
Which comment
Was
are you?
that Miss Kirkpatrick or
I don't know which comment you're asking about.
um, let me ask, let me do it better. Um, how many attorneys have you hired for a divorce so far this year?
There have been 4.
I'm sorry, what? Colin, this lady has hired 4 divorce attorneys this year, and she is apparently down and out. What do you think about that? Holy fuck. How do you, oh, wow. She can't hold lawyers, but they don't return your fucking deposit. Ugh. Oh, that made me a little bit sick just to think of the cost of that. Seriously. Yuck. Jerry, he's just like, Oh, man. She really wants a Star Wars coffee maker. Honestly, Miss Carrie, I mean, that list, she must have went around that house with a pen and paper, making that list from the homeschool supplies, of course, that were left there. Um, and made that little detailed list of every little thing. I mean, wow. Again, crazy. And if, let's say, that's only the valuable stuff, well, what the fuck else do they have? Anyways, Colin, please make sure that you are subscribed with all your accounts because we're on the march to 500 and we're getting close. We might hit 420 soon, and I'm excited about that. If you aren't subscribed yet, please do that. She doesn't look happy. Nobody looks happy here except for me. It's just misery, misery, and misery, and misery, and their lawyers who like company and billing by the hour. So think about that actually for a second. If she's gone through four lawyers, is that including this one? And what does that say about this lawyer? Does it say she's actually really good? Or does it say she's scraping the bottom of the barrel and will take any client, you know? Oh no, I just mean before I made a YouTube channel, I also had an account, Colin.
Just in this calendar year?
Yes.
Yes, Jerry is the ex. Amber is the ex-wife or the wife in the t-shirt. Amber's
Which
lawyer
company
is
do you get your textbooks from when you for homeschooling?
The Good and the Beautiful for all the other courses, and Saxon Math for math.
Can somebody look that up and see if that's legit? Saxon math.
Did I hear correctly that the children are not required to do any state testing?
Yes.
Okay. Are they voluntarily doing any kind of state?
Mm, you know what? I have to say, I also don't ever make my daughter do state testing and I get her exempted from that. And I think we all should do that. In fact, in our schools, it's such a rampant thing that it's like 40%. It doesn't even make any sense. So it's really eliminated the sort of standardized testing model of schooling because more people literally stop, like won't let their kids do the test. So because teaching to tests is not smart. Anyways, and this comes from somebody who my brain works different. Colin, KCC, how long will you be on tonight? Good question. You scheduled live in an hour. Want you to push it back? No, never push anything back, my dear. Um, I will be done. Well, let's see. We have 9 more minutes of this plus me, which is probably like 15 minutes. And then there's another part of it we're going to finish tonight. So probably an hour. I wouldn't push it back, my dear. You have a much bigger audience than I am. Don't worry about it. But thank you. That's a nice thing to ask. Um, Plus it won't be too long because I am moving in the process of moving. So, but I appreciate the thought. Um, let's get going.
State testing.
No, there's testing on the online program we use. That's all we do.
And what is that online program?
It's just on what they learned on the day, the math and things like that. They do little quizzes on it to make sure they're learning everything.
Okay. Could you remind me, or maybe you haven't mentioned it, what is the name of that online program?
It's called Discovery K-12.
Did you ever obtain a PPO, a personal protection order against my client?
No, I didn't.
Have you called the police? at any point since he started getting parenting time?
No,
Have you ever called the police on Jerry?
only when I went to get my things out of the house.
That was earlier this year.
Yes, it was the pets that I went to get, not my things.
I very much appreciate
And
that,
you did
Colin.
ask to
Hold
return to the
on,
marital home.
lawyers. Jeez, speaking. Um, no, it's not still on 1.25 because we have a little more time tonight. Colin, I just double checked. I appreciate what you just said, but we'll be done in an hour. So don't you worry. The next part is only 25 minutes. This part we got, yeah, that's perfect timing. And I do appreciate the ask though, but I remind everybody that it's hard to I have a hard time scheduling sometimes. So don't ever feel bad if something overlaps with me because I am just ADHD a lot of the time. So anyways, this lawyer has such a slower cadence than the other lawyer. Again, paid by the hour. You can tell when people are paid by the hour, right? Versus paid by the word. I sort of look at YouTube like paid by the word as opposed to paid by the hour.
To get some things after separating.
Yes, I did several
Okay.
times.
Did you at any point ask if you could go in there yourself?
Yes, he would not let me.
And at that point, was it your plan to go in there alone?
No, I was going to take a friend with me or anybody he would allow, really.
Is this your first experience actually? Is homeschooling these children your first experience actually teaching?
Yes.
Okay. And what is their daily schedule?
We do homeschool in the evening usually. So during the day, we usually do things with friends or whatever we're going to do that day.
What? I've never heard that. I mean, I've heard some families talking a little like their schedule's very fluid. But she's just literally saying that they don't do school until the evening. That's so weird, isn't it? The Saxon math administers math in small increments. Thanks, Carol. I believe it. Sometimes a lot of those online homeschool programs though are like religious based and not as academic based. And again, I'm not against people homeschooling kids. I'm not against people going to regular school. I'm not against people going to private school. I think that everybody, like I would have done very well in a boarding school, but I didn't go to a boarding school. I went to a really like fine arts specific school that had a family hippie vibe, so that's why. Um, I know, like, how would they have to take their meds at night, Miss Carrie? Like, I don't understand what do they do all day then? Because how do you fit all of school into the evening, right?
And then we do school.
So what time does school start?
It varies every day. If we're hiking till 3, then we'll do it when we get back. Art class is only till 1, so we'll do it when we get back from that.
That's not evening. Yeah, Jerry wouldn't let me.
Is the only person you've contacted to obtain the funds to buy Jerry out of the marital home your mother?
Yes.
And is it your testimony that she can lend you all of the money that would be necessary?
Yes, she can.
Oh, Colin. Hello, Mikey. Definitely not Credence. That's hilarious. That made me just laugh. You guys never formally met? I'm sure you have, right? Mikey is all over the internet, all over. And like he said, he doesn't worry about time slots. Slots, but not overlapping on time slots.
Is she here today to confirm that?
No.
We were unable to continue mediation yesterday, is that correct?
Yes.
And was that because you weren't able to afford it?
Yes.
And you're also asking that Jerry pay your attorney fees because you cannot afford them?
Yes.
Okay. Um, did it occur to you to reach out to your, presumably the cost of mediation and your attorney fees are less than $90,000, is that correct?
Yes.
Did you ever ask your mother if she could help you paying off your attorney fees and mediation fees?
No, I didn't.
What would be your plan to pay your mother back?
We would work out some kind of monthly fee that I would pay her.
Based on your current income, how long do you think it would take you to pay her back?
I don't know. I haven't done the math.
Mikey, you're the hardest working in the business that I've ever
But
met.
it's your belief that your mother would accept any amount?
Yeah, we haven't really talked about it in detail. She just wants us to be safe, somewhere safe. She's willing to help us.
That's true. Don't
Colonel,
work
give me a
yourself
moment
to
to look at
death.
my notes.
You need to
Go
take
ahead.
breaks. Hi, Denali Mike. So, yeah, it would take 379 years at 6 hours a week at her Bed Bath and Beyond
So to
slash.
clarify, is that money that would be coming from your mother a gift or a loan?
She didn't really specify yet.
Wow, how nice. That 95K. Well, I don't know, dear. It's yours. Don't worry exactly about the details.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. One moment, and I had some questions. Let me get to that before we turn it back over to Miss Kirkpatrick. Ma'am, you stated that I think you were one or just short of getting your associate's degree in teaching. Is that correct?
6 credit hours.
A teaching degree is 4 years, but I was 6 credit hours away from finishing the half of the degree, which is the associate's degree.
Knew it.
But you took, as you stated, you took some other classes. I think one of them was essential oils, and then there was another one. I don't have my note right present.
Yeah.
Ceramics.
You took those classes, but didn't think to take any of the 6 credit hours remaining for your associate's degree?
These classes were only like $25-$30, and they were one day for like 3 hours.
Well, again, that wasn't my question. The question was, so you didn't think to complete the 6 credit hours that you had to get your associate's degree?
No, that wasn't something that I thought about doing, and he really discouraged me from doing that.
but you didn't think about doing it.
You had stated that, I think, you're working at the assisted living, you're working two 12-hour shifts, or 2 days of 12-hour shifts, correct?
Yes.
And you're able to do that?
Yeah.
You stated that you believe that your husband may have had some sort of other account, and but you said there was a letter that came to the house, but you didn't open it, correct?
Yes, it was some kind of 401k account.
How would you know that if you didn't
401,
open it?
okay.
It looked exactly like the Fidelity one that came to the house.
Okay, so you don't know, you're just speculating that because the envelope looked like that.
He did have some opened ones in the closet that I saw that had amounts on them.
Okay. Her 401, okay. Hi, Mayor. Hi, Lucy. Thanks again. Also, Katie, I'm laughing so hard at your comment, but Your Honor, those oils were essential. This is killing. I didn't pause it. I swear to God. Let me check. I didn't pause it. The silence is killing her. This is exactly what happens in a car negotiation.
You said that you had previously at one point you had worked back in 2007 doing some child care. Is that correct?
Yes,
For
I did
$5 an
daycare
hour.
with a friend in her home.
For $5 an hour. Plus her 3 boys.
And you said that occurred when Samuel was little, as you said.
Yes, he was an infant then.
But your testimony was you said you took all the boys with you.
Bryce would go and get on the bus there and go to school. Quentin was a toddler and Sammy was an infant, and they would all go with me.
Okay, when you said boys, I was looking at the boys that are
Yeah,
minors at this point. So Logan and Elijah were not around at that time.
no, they were not born yet.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
I don't think I have anything further. Ms. Kirkpatrick, any redirect?
Before you redirect that mess, Miss Kirkpatrick, I do wonder what, if any, negotiations these guys had beforehand. If I was divorcing one item, would I fight for in court? Well, Lucy, I've been divorced, and so I can give you that exact scenario. And the item was nothing. I never fought anybody in that sense. You're entitled to certain things, and you get those things. And when you don't have a lot of money, it's a lot easier. But what I never did was ever restrict my child from seeing her father. That I would never, ever, ever think to do. Melanie, you're here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, his name, it's Jerry Pardeep. I think it is Pardeep. But well, I can't tell you what to do. Half the meat. I know these people literally ask for half the fucking meat in the freezer. Like, that to me is the pettiest shit I've ever heard. I gave my ex everything, and I said 50-50 custody, and that's the fair thing to do in my opinion. And he was still very mean and mad at the beginning because that's the way it is. But there's formulas for those things. There's all those, exactly. The list is on Discord. I may read out the list, not tonight, but another night, because the list was so extensive. And yet, again, these people aren't agreeing upon anything at this point. She's asked for $1,000 a month in spousal support, plus whatever the if they have any children under the age, which I think they do because they're still homeschooling them. So they've got the child support as well, and she wants the house. Her mom's going to give her the 95K to buy him out of the house, maybe give it to her, maybe charge her for it. Yeah. Actually, there was one item that I did keep that he wanted back, and I felt bad about, but I wouldn't give over it. Can anybody guess what that was? It was expensive, let's say that.
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. Well, that doesn't leave anything for you, Mr. Omloff.
No, it doesn't, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Kirkpatrick, next witness.
Funny,
I
I
have
wish
no further witness. I rest.
I asked for a boob job. I didn't get a boob job. I have never had a boob job. I might even still like the boob job, but no, he did not get there. No, all mine. In fact, it was the volcano vaporizer. Vicky, you never married, so you don't have to worry about that shit. Oh, Mayor. Katie, you and your ex-husband split everything 50-50. Half of zero is still zero, so it was a very easy mathing. Yeah, that sounds about right. Mikey, no divorce for you yet. Melanie, no divorce for you. Are there any marriages? That's a good first question, though. Has there been a marriage? Because you can be like easily never divorced if you were never married. We've got the last part of the widow. Well, my condolences.
Okay. Mr. Umloff, do you have any rebuttal?
Could I meet with my client in a breakout room briefly?
Sure, we'll put you in a breakout room and we'll basically put you back in a waiting room, Ms. Kirkpatrick. And how long do you think you'll need, Mr. Umloff?
5 minutes.
They
Okay,
just
we'll
need
give you 5
You
minutes
don't
and then
need 5
bring you
minutes.
back.
We need about
Okay,
15
just
seconds.
a moment.
Just talk amongst yourselves. No, don't. There we go. Oh, possible chase. Well, go. Go. Oh my gosh. I didn't see any updates, but go ahead. We're just finishing this off. I promised I wouldn't leave early tonight, and Colin said he's got, was it at 6? Fourth husband for you, Grammy Rita? People ask me if I'd ever get married again. That's a good question. Marriage is really educational. When I was single, I didn't even know there was a wrong way to put a fork in the dishwasher. Oh, you didn't? You didn't grow up with a mother like mine. Um, That's fine though. Everybody who's still here, go ahead and hit the like button and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Come say hello. Tell us what you have for dinner. If you didn't like what you have for dinner, tell us what you wish you had for dinner. Tell us how many times you've been married. How many times you've been divorced. Was it bad? Was it good? Tell us all of your dirty details. There's no oversharing here. You heard all it took was a Dior dress to marry me. Oh, so cute. A Dior dress might get you a date. We'll see.
There was some testimony by Amber regarding retirement and another retirement account. Do you have another retirement account other than the one we've disclosed?
No.
Okay. What do you think she is referring to?
Rosler, the previous job, that any retirement account there, when I left that job, that was cashed out and I used that to pay for expenses on the house and cars, etc. So
When did you leave that? Sorry.
uh that was over 10 years ago. I was at my last job 10 years. Gotta think of the date, not on the top of my head. Sorry.
Okay. Do you believe that COVID-19 is a hoax?
COVID-19 is real and it killed a lot of people.
So you do not believe it's a hoax?
It is not a hoax.
Were you ever opposed to vaccinations for your children?
Okay.
I'm not opposed to my children getting vaccinated or my wife. People have their choice to get vaccinated.
What is going on here? Why is this coming up?
There was testimony regarding a disagreement over whether to take one of your children to the doctor after he was cut on his finger. Do you recall that instance?
Yes, I do.
You're too old to start over, Mikey. Do you mean with babies or getting married again? Look at all these people telling us about their marriages, their lives. That's what they're telling us. Colin married once, divorced once. Two beautiful girls that are your life. I'm assuming two daughters, not your two ex or your ex-wife, but um I think she was painting him as a brute, you know? This testimony, well, she did say that he was going a little cray cray, you know. Mayor says, "Don't give me that, Mikey. You're 10 years younger than him, and he started over. What is the difference between marriage and death? When you're dead, you don't wish that you were married." That might not be true. This is a crazy kind of divorce case, Miss Melanie. It's true. It's true.
When did this occur?
I don't have an exact date. It would have been several years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago.
Could you tell us what happened?
Um, I don't. I think he cut his finger on a broken glass that had fallen, and so it cut his skin. So I had to make sure that there's no glass in it. Cleaned it out, put the ointment on it, and bandaged it up correctly so that the skin would be together so that it would heal correctly without a scar.
And did you do that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And did it appear from your observations that he needed to go to the hospital?
It did not appear to my observations that he needed to go to the hospital.
And to be clear, you don't have medical training, is that right?
I do not have medical training.
But you dealt both yourself growing up and having other children. You've dealt with cuts, bruises, and scrapes before. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Um, and which child was it again?
It was Logan.
Okay. Did Logan suffer long-term harm because he did not go to the hospital that day?
No, he did not.
Are there any guns in your home?
There are no guns in my home.
Okay. Were there guns in your home previously?
Yes.
When did you take them out?
It would have been in May
Of this year?
of this year.
Why is that?
I didn't want anyone breaking in and getting their hands on them.
When the guns were in your home, what did you do to make sure your children were safe from playing with them or something like that?
The ammo is kept separately in a room. The bolts are taken out of uh, it, so the gun parts are taken apart, and they have locks that go in the trigger area.
And those locks prevent the trigger from being pulled?
That is correct.
And where was the key?
It's in my pocket.
Okay. So the children could not have gotten access to those, at least not to use them. Is that correct?
That is correct.
As it relates to the Ford Mustang Cobra, were you still making payments on it after you got married?
I believe I finished making payments on June of 2003.
Who else remembers something they
So there
did in
was a
June of
short window of time
2003?
after your marriage that you were still making payments on it. Is
Yes,
that correct? Okay. And how many payments were those? Or how much was each monthly payment? I'm sorry.
500 a month. That'd be December, January, February, March, April, May, June. 7 months.
3,500. Fuck you, all my math teachers that failed me.
Do you believe that your wife's health problems prevent her from working full time?
I do not believe her health problems keep her from working.
Oh, spill the tea. I was still in high school in 2003. I was working at the bank though. Was I?
Is her
Yes,
testimony
just
that you
started.
used to brag to your family and friends about how well the kids were doing in homeschooling accurate?
Yes, I support my kids and I encourage them to feel good about homeschooling to try to encourage it.
Did there come a point where you changed your mind about homeschooling?
When she left the home, my kids' education became a concern to me.
Had you been having doubts before then about homeschooling?
No,
Had you been having doubts about anything?
Is it accurate that the children missed part of the judging on the 4-H fair in the incident that both you and your wife described in your testimonies?
if it was, I was unaware of it. She told me what times they needed to be there for what they needed to do. So I made sure they were there for that. If I was not
Okay, she almost cried yesterday about the 4-H competition. This is crazy. This is literally diametrically opposed testimony at this point. You have her saying it's absolute craziness and then him being like, no, that didn't happen at all. Like the judge has some thought provoking stuff to think about. Also, oh yeah, she fake cried. You're right about that, Miss Carrie. But also, the how many lawyers has he had? I have a question of because that's I mean, if she's been through four, what if he's been through six? Well, then we just know the two of them are fucked, right?
communicated that information, then I wouldn't have known.
Is it accurate that you started recording your interactions with her?
Yes, I started recording and I made sure she knew I was recording.
And why did you do that?
Just in case there's any hearsay or just for some security, maybe.
Any
Did you ever
hearsay?
order your wife to order things using her credit card?
Uh, if I needed, a pair of slippers ordered or a pillow, she'd order it for me.
But did
You know,
you order her to do it, or did you ask?
I ask. Sorry, order. I'm thinking ordering something like
I understand.
buying something. Sorry, no, I don't order her to do it. If she didn't want to do it, I would do it myself. I just ask her out of kindness.
Did you ever threaten to kill yourself?
No, I have not.
Um, were you did you yell at your children during that period of time leading up to losing your job?
No, I did not.
Did you yell at your wife during that period of time?
No, I did not.
And after you lost your job and you were now staying at home, did you yell at your children or your wife?
No, I did not yell at my children, and I did not yell at my wife.
Did you tell your wife you were trying to get fired?
No, I did not. I was not trying to get fired. I actually loved my job.
I mean, he did get paid a lot of money. I bet he probably did love his job. I doubt
Was
he
there
did
a
need to
point in
get
time where
fired.
your wife was expecting the children to be returned to her on a Friday morning and they came back on a Sunday evening?
That's I believe she's referring to the time when the school schedule changed. Because when the school schedule starts, it changes the times I see them. And since the school schedule moved out a couple weeks, that meant I got them the whole week instead
Okay.
of taking them back when school started. Um, so I think that's where the confusion is. It was a very confusing time, but we worked together to make sure the kids got to where they needed to be. And so I felt I was following the parenting time schedule at that point because it turned into a summer schedule at that point when the school starting date moved.
Other than the instance involving Logan cutting his finger, have you ever had a disagreement with your wife regarding medical care for the children?
No, I have not.
Now, it's clear to the court you disagree on whether the children should be homeschooled or not. Is that fair?
I would like my children to go to public schools. Public schools have a lot to offer. Um, you know, they got counselors, they got extracurricular programs, they cover a full course of subjects and different subjects that they can choose from.
I mean, that's definitely a difference of opinion between them. Didn't she say that he wanted them to be homeschooled? Orlando, Chiquita, Donna, welcome. Oh my God. First of all, what happened? Did Paul get a message from God? Is that his name? His lawyer? Look at the light coming into his room there. Seriously, he's like, I don't even know what he's going to say. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with public schools, of course. Remember that other divorce case that we watched? Oh, if you're a glutton for punishment, we can help you find that one. But it was like they were fighting over the absolute travesty of them having to go to a public school. Someone's lying. Absolutely. Somebody's lying. Somebody's convinced their lawyer that they're telling the truth, but they're actually lying. Um, the lawyer, Miss Carrie, you don't think is that bad looking? Miss Donna, you had to drive Owen to the airport. Is he going somewhere fun at least? You're so sweet. I miss you so much.
They'll also be around a lot of kids their own age that they can interact with, meet new friends, and learn how to interact with people more so from a social aspect.
But You haven't unilaterally enrolled them in Battle Creek Public Schools, have you?
I have not.
Okay.
I would like to.
Okay. But you've chosen not to unilaterally do that because we have this court case where we're asking the judge to make an order. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Um, were there any, was her testimony regarding the condition of the various pets when she came back to your house in late April or early May with the police accurate?
That was not accurate. The pets were fed and watered daily. I took care of them. I would pet the birds, pet chinchilla.
And you cleaned their habitats as well?
I would clean their cages also.
Were
That sounds unlikely to me. Why would you pet the birds? That seems weird. I've taken care of birds. I didn't pet them. You know what I mean? That's weird. That's weird. I ate the 4 chickens, Lisa. Like he's like, well, I thought they were for food. Didn't she say there were 6 chickens that were missing? He struck the chicken. Oh, her lawyer looks like devastated. Look at her lawyer's face. She looks devastated. She's just like, oh, this is horrible. She's had 4 lawyers? I didn't even ask that question.
any of the young chickens killed?
Not to my knowledge. There are mink here.
Okay.
Just letting you know, they eat chickens, but no, I was unaware of any of them disappeared.
Did you ever tell her regarding things like soccer and 4-H, tell her, meaning your wife, that because she signed them up, it's her problem, she had to figure out how to get them there?
No, I have not. I've actually taken them to many activities on the soccer and such. It was a busy time.
You were accused of having an extramarital affair during the testimony. Did you ever have an extramarital affair?
16 years ago.
Oh, how did I miss that? Did that happen the first night? When the fuck did she allege that? Seriously, did we miss that? Did I forget? I didn't think that he had an affair. Did I just glaze over that part? I mean, and it doesn't matter anyways. 16 years ago? Oh my God. And she's been miserable ever since. Oh God. Can you just imagine living with her after that? Ugh. Jesus Christ. She doesn't seem like the type that's able to, like talk things out and move on.
It was short. I regretted it. Her and I worked it out, as she mentioned, and I've been faithful ever since.
We don't have Jonathan or Sashina. We should add a command for that. She won't suck the same cock as her sister. Morel, that's horrible. Your ex cried in court to get out of jail, but then turned around and whispered in Spanish, "I'll kill you."
And is there any truth to the defendant's testimony regarding you cashing paychecks and putting large amounts of cash in that safe?
No, I did not put any large amounts of cash in a safe.
Did you at any time keep cash in a safe during the marriage?
There was some for a while there, but it all got spent, and the money just kept going into the bank instead. I don't have any money in a safe.
So this would have been many years ago.
This was many years ago.
Was it ever as much as $100,000?
Would.
No,
Do you have an
Exactly, would.
estimate of the most you ever kept in a safe at any point in time during the marriage?
there's maybe 15,000 in there. And I know I used 10 of it to go towards the Yukon.
Nobody's here to make it. We'll have to make it another day. Write it down and say
Nothing
it to me
further.
tomorrow.
Okay. Ms. Kirkpatrick, any cross?
Yes. So, Mr. Hardig, did you get a chance to look at Defendant's Exhibit 7? Which were some text messages between you and Amber.
Oh, let me see if I can find them. Give me a minute.
There is one about gobbling the same cock as your sister. Again, remember, New Year's Eve event. We are going to be reading aloud all the commands on New Year's Eve. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you don't know what the commands are, well,
Ms. Kirkpatrick, I'll just ask, does this go to any of the questioning by Mr. Umloff?
Yep, it's about how much he loves his job.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not sure I have, my Exhibit 7 is a credit card bill. I don't know what you're referring to.
Okay.
I love my
If I
job
could
so much because
clarify,
it
I think
pays the
he's
credit
referring
card.
to my Exhibit 7 that I submitted to the court. Nancy, do you have the ability to use share screen?
Oh my God, no. Excuse me.
Excuse me?
I'm just
What are you talking
referring
about,
to
ma'am?
one.
First of all, you went to fucking law school. Second of all, what is it, you guys? You're right. She wouldn't gobble the same cock as her sister. Turkey? Is it turkey? Is it turkey? What command is that? Is it gobble? It might just be gobble. Somebody try that. I can't remember which one it is. But that was all of these are related to the case or to the chat, and we add them. I think it's gobble. I'm pretty sure. Oh, look how many times it's going to pop up if it is. Yeah, there it is.
One statement that he made. Let me try to read it to him.
Miss Carrie, we'll set you one up.
Mr. Pardig, on or about February 23rd, 2023, did you say to your wife over text message, "Hi, work sucks as usual, going one day at a time, maybe hour to hour. The doldrum of depression is me. Good to hear from you."
That sounds
Well, ... said Mikey. What does that mean? Also, doldrum, we're looking that up right now because there's not usually a word that I don't know. Doldrums, a state or period of stagnation or depression, or an equatorial region of the Atlantic Ocean with calms, sudden storms, and light unpredictable winds. Okay, I'll give it to him. Doldrums correct. I've never used it in a text message before. I would. Yeah, if any of my any of my messages were read in court, it'd be so crazy. Also, Miss Carrie will make you a command. Sashina's not here and Jonathan's not here, and we will. I can't do it while I'm live because it'll fuck it up. So we'll do it later. We'll figure one out for you. I thought Jonathan added one for you and then like changed it all up. But and if you want your own command, come on down to the chat a bit, and we'll make one for you. We will. There are people in here that remember shit. They write things down. Then when I come back tomorrow, they'll tell me, and Jonathan or Sashina will be here and we'll fix it.
almost sounds poetic.
Okay. Did you say that to your wife?
It sounds like something I might write. I like to write poetic stuff. Some of it's dull, some of it's exciting. Um,
Okay, that doesn't sound to me like you were loving your job at the end of February of this year.
well, in February, the skies are gray for several months, and you know I mean, it's an emotion. I mean, sometimes I express myself and let my thoughts come out. I mean, it's like a Pisces. You know, that's just thinking, being poetic. She knows I'm poetic.
Okay, so did you love your job or does work suck as usual? Going
Yes,
hour to hour.
yes, I love my job.
Okay.
Anybody brave enough to
Okay,
share their last
so
messages with their lover?
at one point you had 15,000 in cash in a safe and 10 you used to buy the Yukon. Is that what your testimony just was?
Yes,
Okay. This morning you said you never had any money in the account, in the safe.
I do not have any money in the safe.
So you used to have money and you don't now. Is that what you're saying?
That was a long time ago.
Okay. So if you are not opposed to the children being inoculated, why aren't they?
I thought they were.
They
For COVID
don't,
and
they
and
don't,
flu shots and chicken pox and other things.
they did not want the COVID vaccine.
Well, they're children. They don't really make that choice.
Okay, so you're saying you were good with it. It was the boys that didn't want it.
If they wanted the COVID vaccine, they could have gotten it.
Okay.
COVID was real.
All right.
Very odd thing to assert, sir. Just really odd. Poetic guy. This poetic guy. Courtney. Oh, I'm gonna look up. I've got some crazy poetry from people before.
So the last my client knew, there were guns in your bedroom closet. Is that the case? When she left, there were guns in the bedroom closet, right?
I I removed guns from the house in May.
Okay. She hasn't been in your bedroom since April. Is that correct?
That's not correct.
Okay. When was she in your bedroom? After April.
On June 6th, she stopped by to get some of her clothes.
Okay. She went into your bedroom.
And we fucked, Your Honor, on June 6th. That's why they can remember June 6th. I know. I wish they weren't talking about it, to be honest, Lisa. And it's so belated at this point. But anyways, regardless. This is Jerry. What are we feeling? Who feels for Jerry and who feels for Amber? God, she doesn't look like an Amber. She looks like a, I'm not gonna say.
Bedroom.
There was some testimony by Amber regarding retirement, another retirement account. Do you have another retirement account other than the one we've disclosed?
No,
Okay. What do you think she is referring to?
Rosler, the previous job, that any retirement account there, when I left that job, that was cashed out and I used that to pay for expenses on the house and cars, etc. So
When did you leave that? Sorry.
uh That was over 10 years ago. I was at my last job 10 years. Gotta think of the date, not on the top of my head. Sorry.
Do you believe that COVID-19 is a hoax?
COVID-19 is real and it killed a lot of people.
So you
Hold
do
on.
not believe it's a
Hold on,
hoax?
hold on,
It
hold
is
on,
not
hold
a
on.
hoax.
It went back. It went back. Okay. Absolute deja vu there. What the fuck? I didn't touch anything. You guys saw that. I wasn't touching anything. Why did it go back? Why would you do that? Luckily, I just noticed that it was at 21 minutes and 40 seconds, and I thought, oh my God, the judge is not going to rule in 3 minutes. So, thank brain. Fuck you, YouTube.
Shoes, what'd Amber get? Ask her.
I'm asking you, were you there?
I was there.
Why did you move the guns out of the bedroom?
I didn't want anyone to break in and steal them, get a hold of them with what was going on.
So Amber, basically, you didn't want her to break into her own house and steal your guns. Is that what you're saying?
I think you're drawing conclusions here.
Okay. Well, I'm asking you, who were you afraid was going to break into your house?
I never said I was afraid. I said I didn't want them here during what's going on. I didn't know if she would show up in the middle of the night or what. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
Okay. So when you took them out of the house, where did they go?
They're in a safe place.
Okay. Where is that?
That's confidential.
No, it's not, sir. You're in court.
All right. Thank you.
Nothing else, Mr. Kirkpatrick?
What?
Nope. Nothing else.
Anything else, Mr. Elmoff?
Oh my God, I would be a better lawyer than this lady. I guarantee that.
Just one, just a couple questions. Um, you testified earlier, Mr. Pardeek, that you love your job. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Is it your testimony that you've never had a bad day at work?
Some days at work are bad.
Um, is it likely that if you sent a text like the one that was just read aloud to you by Ms. Kirkpatrick, that you may have sent that to your wife on a particularly bad day at work or a boring day?
Yeah, that's possible. Absolutely.
Nothing further.
Anything else, Ms. Kirkpatrick, as a result of that?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Any other rebuttal, Mr. Elmoff?
None, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Kirkpatrick, any rebuttal?
No rebuttal.
Okay, thank you. Well, I think at this point, why don't we do this is why don't we adjourn for the day, as I do have to get staff out. And what we'll do is we'll start on Tuesday, 8:30
Tuesday.
on 11/14, 2023, and then at that time we'll start out with closing arguments, and then I'll go into court's finding at that time. Okay.
I'll record
Anything
it,
else,
Carrie.
Mr. Umloff, before we conclude?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Kirkpatrick?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you all. We'll excuse you, and you have a good evening.
Wow. That was unfortunately beyond my control. You heard the judge. Back into court on Tuesday because Monday is a holiday. Tomorrow is Friday. super excited for that. I appreciate each and every one of you being here tonight. It was so much fun. Thank you so much. I have something for tomorrow already planned, so don't worry, there will be some good watching. Isn't Monday a holiday? It is in Canada, at least, a holiday for Remembrance Day. Um, but yeah, another one with no resolution yet. Cellulite Yoga Pants. It does sound like he is going to make a verbal ruling on Tuesday, but that is right. I will be back tomorrow, so please remember that I love you, I'm proud of you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Yeah, go raid Colin, go raid everybody, go watch old videos, do all the good things, comment on some videos, prove that you watched them. Bye.